Good morning. Meeting is being recorded. What do you have coming? What do you need? If somebody, because my back is to this when I'm talking, if anybody notices that it needs to be me to admit somebody, please let me know.
I just listed 2.5 acres, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath off Helmer Road with a pole barn.
Okay. Much.
1,700 square feet, $275.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a good price.
That is a good price.
Yeah.
I have one in Kalamazoo, Lum Street, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 160. And I have one on Indian Lake, 2-bedroom, 2 bath. $499. So
Try not to make a face and roll your eyes when you say that.
Be careful. I've got a
What
great
was the-
condo.
I see you, Bree.
Lum Street and it's off of Gull Road in Kalamazoo.
Oh, gotcha.
Indian Lake though.
Mhm.
Okay.
Bree has a duplex coming today on Irwin Avenue in Albion, 203, vacant.
I've got a condo in Huntington Hills that I'm kind of surprised it hasn't sold. It's big, it's custom, it's like lots of square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. We just lowered the price to $296. And
What's
that's,
the address on that category?
it's it's 109 Brighton Park and it's custom. It's really sharp.
I also have one coming on Leanne Lake over in the Jackson area in about a month.
Yeah, I have one coming in Mingus Hills, couple weeks, 4-bedroom, 2-story, just under, well, probably right around 5, pool, tennis court. And I have a 3-3 ranch coming in Lakeview, right around 275 to 280. Once Talia comes over and sees it.
I have one coming in Richland. It's a 4-bed, 4-bath, full bath, walkout, and there's a water behind it. So it's got a really good view, 450.
I got one in Traverse City, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, new subdivision, finished basement, 3-car garage. 715.
Wow. Nice, Jay.
Nice. Anyone else? Anybody got buyers you can't find something for? No?
Yeah, I got a buyer who is looking 240 or less. Could be a 3-1. We put an offer on a 2-1, but with a garage and a basement. So 240 or less.
Thank Tommy.
Yeah.
I have buyers who, which don't we all, but they're conventional, but they want to stay under 150s, between 130 and 150. And they're not asking for the world, just like Wabash, they do a 2-1, a 3-1. They don't really seem to care about neighborhood so much. It just like not down to studs, you know? If anybody has just something cute coming.
Yeah, I kind of have the same thing between the same price range. They need 3 to 4 bedrooms if possible. We're finding a couple that have the bedroom in the basement. They're okay with that. Just something they can work with.
I have opposite that they're just getting started, so it's not like pressing really a big hurry, but it's a couple that wants to relocate to the Lakeview area. They're gonna come from Marshall. They'll have to sell theirs, which I think is gonna be a pretty easy sell. But they're gonna be upwards of 450 plus, but they've got to have 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, and she has put the stipulation that she wants a pool. So
You need your Mingus Hills.
you know, so you need like everything. So yeah, send me your info on Mingus Hills because they would be probably interested in that area. So
Nice house.
send me the info on it and we'll see if that works for me.
Good. Going once, going twice? Great.
Oh, real quick, any of you with rentals, I'm looking for an apartment or a small house. 900 a month or less. It's a tough find, for a young man that needs to find a place to live. We're closing on his house next week. He has to be out on June 4th.
1-bedroom apartment,
Could be, yeah.
950.
Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah, I think Cassie and Corey have 1 2 left. It's at 950, I believe too.
Okay,
Good.
thank you. You too.
Now going once, going twice.
Thank you.
Great. Title Corner, the only thing I have, and if I mentioned this last month, then I apologize, but the title office is offering a program called Property Monitor free to your clients. It is a lot like, I can't remember the name of that site that we kind of tried to go, but it's something your clients can sign up to, and it will monitor their deed. It will let them know if anything has been recorded on their property in the records. And they won't offer it until closing, so they don't need your contacts information until closing. Because that was my concern. If you're gonna ask us for that before closing, we're not big on giving that information before closing, because then there's the opportunity for wire fraud. But at closing, they're gonna offer this property monitor free to clients. So just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. So that's that. Contracts, did you know? Somebody asked me about the vacant land seller's disclosure. And it got me to thinking that I should probably tell you that personally, I think you should discourage a seller from filling out a vacant land disclosure, because it's not required. And anytime a seller fills something out, then they're held to it. And so then your seller, just to be nice, fills out a vacant land disclosure, gets something wrong, gets sued because the disclosure was wrong and they didn't have to fill out the disclosure in the first place. So while I'm sure it can be a nice form, I don't know that I would encourage my seller to fill it out. I think the person that came to me, the other agent, was acting like they had to fill it out. And they do not have to fill it out. It is not a required form anywhere. Second thing, this is my fault, and I'm going to pass this around, but there is a form that we should be signing, having our clients sign when we're a dual agent. And it's an addendum to our policy on agency. What dual agency says is, you were working for me, now you're just working for the deal. You can't, work in just my best interest. And that's a change from the agency agreement you signed with them up front, or the listing you signed up front. And dual agency is with permission from the client. And we don't have, just because we marked dual agent on the contract doesn't mean we got permission from the client. This form has been around forever. And because it's been around forever, I haven't been talking about it, and I didn't realize that it's kind of fallen out of use. And so I updated it because it literally had the tilted balloon on it. So I updated it and put it in dotloop. But when you switch from buyer agent or seller agent to dual agent, we do need this form in the file showing that we got written consent. I feel like I'm missing something. While I'm talking, must be somewhere else in here. While I'm talking about dual agency, Zillow just recently did a report, and I'm gonna share my screen really quickly. Hold on, sorry. To remember how to do that. It should be up here somewhere. Zillow has changed how they look. Share, here it is. That didn't used to be there. Zillow just recently published a report. They do this every year, but they look at the effect of dual agency and selling pre-marketing, which both things we do. And this is Zillow's response to, of course, Compass wanting to do private listings. So I get that, but these are statistics, and I don't think these statistics apply to us, but I do think that it's not a bad idea for us about once a year to remind ourselves that when I'm being a dual agent, that doesn't mean as a listing agent. The report says that the draw for an agent is, if they're only on one side, yes, they get paid more if the seller gets paid more. So they're very motivated for the seller to get more. However, if they're on both sides, they get the full commission, and a lower price doesn't matter as much to the agent because they're getting double the commission. And that's true. And I can see that being very true for some agents. So I just think that first of all, we should know that people post statistics on this. And if the public is reading this, then they're aware of it. And we just want to remind ourselves that despite the niceness of getting to double dip, we need to be very careful when we're a dual agent, that we're not in that case misrepresenting the seller and a lower price just because we get to get both sides. And I'm not accusing any of us of this, but I think it's a smart thing to remember. And then the other statistic they did is sellers who listed off the MLS. And again, off the MLS can also mean for sale by owner, but it also can mean I have a listing coming up. I found a buyer. You have a buyer. Before it comes on the market, we sell it. We know that we say to the seller, just want to make sure you understand, we could market it. You maybe could get more. Statistics show they could get more, but they say, no, that's fine. I'd rather do this and be done with it. There's a form for that. There's a form in .loop that said that the seller signs saying, I understand that I'm accepting an offer off market. I'm understanding that I might be missing marketing exposure and that who knows what the price might have been had I put it on the market, but I'm choosing to do this anyway. And if you get that form signed, then no seller can come back later and sue you because they could have gotten more and you didn't know that because they don't remember that you told them that, because at the time they're just like, just get it done. So just read the report, thought it was probably a good idea to talk about those things and remind us of those things. That's it for that. Sorry, and no, I didn't forget something. Okay.
Can you just tell us the name of that
Yes.
report the form that you were just talking?
I can, but not off the top of my head. So form for off market. I will send out an email with the name of that form. Sorry.
Okay.
Technology update. I'm not even gonna go do it. There's something coming up, but I'll just tell you about it when it comes. Right now, RE/MAX is offering for $35 a month, you can get a bot on your website, on your KV Core website, that will kind of vet a buyer looking at houses. So it'll say, oh, I noticed you're looking at this house. Can I answer anything for you? And are you pre-approved? And it will vet that person looking on your website. Personally, I don't think a whole lot of us have buyers that we're working with searching for homes on our website. I'm not going to tell you I think it's worth it, the $35 a month to have this, but I need to make sure you're always aware of what tools are available to you. I want to remind you that you can get a free AI virtual tour for every listing that you have free on Marketing Studio in RE/MAX. Now, all it is it takes your pictures and turns them into a virtual tour. But statistics show that buyers are much, much, much more likely to click on a listing that has a video attached. So without having to pay for a video, you get your pictures in the form of a video as a video tour on your listing, and it's free. All you have to do is go into Marketing Studio and get that. Last month I told you that Zillow Preview was out. Zillow Preview, and we talked about this. This is where you could do a coming soon before it hits the MLS, but that doesn't really work for us because once you start marketing a property or have it listed, you have to have it in the MLS, in our MLS. I didn't think about the fact that you can put a sign in the yard and have a listing, and you have to have it on the market within 24 hours, one business day. So people put signs in the yard on Friday and get it in the MLS by Monday, and they're not cheating the system. You could get a listing on Friday, put it in this Zillow preview, and then put it in the MLS on Monday. So again, I already told you I'm not a big fan of this Zillow preview thing, but I don't want you to suffer from others using it, and it's available to you. So just one thought I had about that, because last month I was like, I don't see us using it, but that is the case where maybe you would. I already talked about Zillow Showcase, so sorry about that. There are a few new tools available from Remax, and I'm going to be doing a class on those tomorrow. So Remax has a new tool called BossCat. That's where you can upload an inspection report. Thank you. You can upload an inspection report into BossCat, and BossCat will give your buyer estimates on the repairs based on pricing in your area. Now, they can be estimates from an actual contractor, or they can just be, this is about what it should cost, and then you call your own contractor. So I can see this being very valuable late at night or on a weekend when you're just trying to get an idea, how much are we talking here? And it's not necessarily that you've got to get a bid from a contractor you don't know, but at least you could get an idea of what these repairs might cost in this area. So that's called BossCat. I'm going to be teaching on that tomorrow.
What time?
10 o'clock, the
Okay.
normal.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And then KV Core has an app called Streams. And Streams basically takes your KV Core and just gives you the few things you need. So you can go into Streams and it'll tell you what calls do you need to make today, what clients are looking at multiple listings or very active. It just tells you kind of, instead of going into KV Core and being like, what am I supposed to do with this? Streams is more like, here's what you should do today. So if somebody was thinking, you know what, one of the things I could do if I'm not having the business I want is at least follow up on the leads I'm getting on KV Core. Streams would be a way to do that very easily daily and just keep up on that. So I will be teaching that as well tomorrow. And this is the third thing. There are 3 new tools that I'm teaching tomorrow, and it's in the class list, but now I can't remember what they are. Remax has offered the Remax Plus Canva. It's a pro Canva account. You do have to pay for it but I was already paying for a pro Canva account, so why not have the Remax one? If you are already paying for a pro Canva account, you can get a refund from Canva for what you're paying. They will terminate that plan and give you a refund for the remaining months that you had. And what it gives you is all the Remax templates. So, you know, all the flyers, all the postcards, all of that kind of thing already in Canva so that you can have all that branded stuff in there. Now, this is only recorded for us, so I will say this out loud. I have it. If you just kind of want a one-off and you just could I get a flyer, a Remax flyer? I have it and Haley has access to it. And I think Haley could help you with something like that. But if you're going to use it quite a bit, then I can't have everybody here having Haley do all of their flyers because we have the Remax thing. But I will be doing a class on that on another day. And then lastly, I have created a 1-page policy on use of AI. And that is because NAR recommends it and your insurance company recommends it. And so I will pass this around. This is our policy on AI. And basically, the biggest thing it says is you're responsible for what you post, right? So yes, use AI to help you. I use it all the time, but you need to read it. You need to fact check it. You can't just use statistics because AI said they were the case. And usually when AI posts a statistic, it will attach the article that shows where they got that statistic from. But this is to protect the office. If one of you uses AI and says something that is completely not true and we get sued for it, that I have proof that I said that you need to, AI is an assistant. You are the agent. You need to review what you're posting that AI is giving you, or what you're saying, or what you're disseminating that AI is giving you.
Are you going to email this out to us or where will this be?
Thank you. I will email that out to you. Email. My policy. Thank you. That's it for technology update. Any questions or comments about that? B-Car update. We have not talked about designations in a while. A lot of you got your brokerage license during COVID because might as well, they were offering the classes and might as well take the GRI and get it while you can and get your broker's license, and that was great. You know, a lot of us are busy selling real estate. A lot of us have been in this a long time. But the fact of the matter is there are some designations that really are beneficial. And for me, I would say GRI and CRS are the two that are the most beneficial. GRI is Graduate Realtor Institute. It's actually a NAR class. It is also broker prep. And so you take the GRI and you are prepared to sit for your broker's license. Broker's license gives you an enhanced view of the business, more those kinds of things that I have to know about not breaking the law and not getting us in trouble and not, you know, gives you that added knowledge. You can then call yourself a broker. You don't have to own a real estate office to be a real estate broker. And many of you, how many of you here at the table are brokers? Okay, got a few of you. Great, thank you. You all can be a broker. The other one is CRS, and CRS is Certified Real Estate Specialist. And what I love about CRS is those to me are kind of college level classes. They're not, they feel much less basic and are much more strategic, much more higher level real estate classes. CRS requires you have a certain number of classes, a certain number of years in the business. And in order to keep your CRS designation and not just keep it, but to advertise it, you do have to join CRS and pay an annual fee. I'm going to tell you, I don't do that. I have my CRS. I don't pay the annual fee to advertise that, but I get an email from them often of the classes that they have, and their classes are good, and most of them are paid classes, but they always have one or two free classes in that mix, and the free classes are really good. So just having your CRS gives you access to further training that is good. Morgan will have to help me here, or somebody else who's on the board or been on the board. I know that B-Car reimburses you to some degree for your 50% for your GRI classes. So once you take the class.
For any designation.
Thank you. I thought CRS also, but I wasn't sure. So ADR, GRI, CRS, they will reimburse you 1/2 the cost of the class once you've finished it and passed it. So
The designation, you can't just take one class, you have to
you
take.
get a designation, then they will reimburse you.
You can reach out to
the
Amanda when you sign up for the class.
Thank you.
But yes, you have to give her a completed certificate to then get the reimbursement. So you pay for it up front. And then once you complete it, turn in your certificate and you will get a 50% reimbursement.
So are all the classes online or do they have actual classes anymore?
I mean, you're asking about several different designations.
Like the
so everybody's
CRS.
different. I think everybody has online available. I know that there are still in-person opportunities, but I don't
Yeah.
tell you one or the other. Any other questions about that? I got to thinking the other day, if fair housing is about equal treatment, if you're gonna let it be known that you chose to work with somebody based on their forewarned profile, then you better be working with everybody based on there, because fair housing is, it's not, the kind of joke about fair housing is you can be a dick, but you better be a dick to everyone. Fair housing isn't about being nice to one class over another class. Fair housing is about being equal to everybody. So just nothing stops you from pulling up forewarned and taking a look. But if you're going to be vocal about choosing or not choosing to work with somebody based on their forewarned profile, then you better have something in place that shows that you do that for everyone.
Also, forewarned,
Yes, I think I should say this.
is hit or miss. I've never been arrested and I'm a yellow. I'm considered caution and forewarned because I have a 5 over speeding ticket from 2004. My brother's been arrested multiple times. Other people in this room have been arrested multiple times, and they're green on forewarned. So felony charges, and they're green on forewarned. So I just think take forewarned with a grain of salt, because I personally have seen the discrepancies on forewarned.
The discrepancies based on reality.
Morgan, you
Yeah.
just don't realize how dangerous you are.
Yeah. It's
And
boring.
be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful with
It's because of your stink eye. Yeah.
You should proceed with caution with me. Just saying, we've got some dangerous people in there. We're green.
This next one, I'm gonna be very careful how I discuss this because ethics complaints are confidential and aren't to be shared. But also when there are ethics complaints, they do use the overall example of those complaints to warn agents about what, things that are going on. And there have been ethics complaints about buyer agency contracts being dated the day before the closing, the day of the closing, the day after the contract was written, well after the contract was written. And agents are, clients have noticed, wait a minute, because that's the whole point of signing a buyer agency contract is, and the same thing with the listing, is the person then later says they weren't representing me. Yeah, they were, you signed this form. And then when, you signed this form. I didn't sign that till the day of closing, right? So agents are starting to get in trouble for that. I tell everybody you need to have some type of agreement signed before you show homes. So I assume you're all doing it. And if you're not, you can get caught. And then I get caught because complaints are against me as well as the broker. Plus, meetings like this that are recorded allow me to show that I clearly explained to you that you need to be getting these signed. Now, one more time for clarification. You don't have to have a buyer agency contract to show a house. You have to have a document that explains your agency relationship. So there are agents who show a house by signing a form that says, I don't represent you. You don't owe me. I'm just showing you this house. We just don't do that because that seems crazy to me. Why would you do that? But if you've got somebody that's not ready to flat out hire you, but you want to show them this house, build report, then you sign a buyer agency contract for that showing. If you buy this house based on this showing today, then you're going to work with me. I'm your agent. And I've not had an agent come to me and say that a buyer refuses to do that. Okay, so don't want to beat a dead horse. There's a mixer, a B-car mixer coming up at New Holland Brewery. I guess I get extra drink tickets because of my sponsorship. So if you go, hit me up at the event because I'm not drinking my own drinks, let alone my extra drinks, and I will give you a drink ticket.
Is that June?
June 4th.
I thought.
Okay, there you go.
4 to 6.
There you go. Thank you very much. Anything else on B-car update? Anybody who's on the board?
Registration's open for the golf outing.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
It's okay, that's fine. Big Money Award. This agent had their first over $100,000 month.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that is Cassiana.
Wow.
So,
Great.
good job. Great. I don't know that I need to say much more than that. Yeah. Regional report. Any questions about the real purchase of RE/MAX? I don't know that I can answer a lot of technical questions. But I don't want to assume that because I said to you guys, here's what I think, here's what enough business as usual, that you're all fine with this and you're not getting questions or you don't have have concerns or, anything that we need to talk about? No? Okay. The only thing I would say to you is, obviously EXP is having a field day with this, which cracks me up. Because what EXP is actually doing is shitting their pants. Because in this day and age, with everything that's going on with the portal wars, et cetera, Compass buying anywhere and becoming massive, Real was EXP's up and coming competitor, but Real was still small, right? The people who started Real were EXP people and started Real, but they were still small. And EXP was very worried about them, but wasn't threatened by them. Now, Real is massive, or will be massive. So if an EXP agent calls you and says, I know this is really worrisome for you, and and if you you should laugh. May I please share your story if I don't say a name?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a funny story. I would have.
It's a ridiculous story.
It's an
Taya,
insulting story.
it's an insulting story.
Share the name, I wanna know.
No, not on video, but.
Alright.
I'll let-
Turn it off for a second.
Sweet end meeting.
Yeah.
That said, I know I'm really here for you if you're feeling, worried about all this news. And if you want to join the best virtual brokerage, you can come here. And with all your business, I could just retire. And let all
your downline.
Let all your downline.
They said that in the email.
Just kidding, Talia. Just kidding. Not
Not kidding.
Oh, okay, we wanna know who that is right after.
Well,
No.
I'm not gonna tell you, but, okay.
Wow, it was,
But just, and now,
Give me a chance.
we're all a little bit,
Retire.
up in there about what's going on too. It's funny because I called my dad, after the announcement was done. I said, well, here's an interesting one for you, Dad. And I told him about it, and Dad, who has nothing to do but stream television and let his dog out 5 times a day, started researching it. And he has read more about it than anybody has read about it. And he is responding to me. The more I read about this, the better it sounds like it's gonna be, for you guys. That what they're saying sounds to be true, that Real understands what Remix is. Remix is going to benefit. Remix was getting a little old in the tooth, right? They just were. And this will allow some technology, some youth, for lack of a better word, to inject into, while also maintaining what we are and what we have. So
did EXP just acquire someone?
yes, they just purchased Next Home, I believe.
Next
Yeah.
home, cause
Next-
Jared James has been on Instagram about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Next Home only has 55,000 agents, so, but EXP understands, right? Like.
It's
This-
kinda like
this is-
everybody's.
You better,
the chess game.
yeah, it is a
Yeah.
consolidation war going on right
Mhm.
now. And so the fact that we're part of it should not be a big surprise. Okay, that's that. Any questions about that? Sorry, what was that under? Somehow that, regional report.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like, how is that under the BCAR report? Okay, I'm down to the good of the order. Interesting. Okay, is that public knowledge? Okay, Morgan has something and then I have a few things.
No, Bree texted me and just wanted to let me know that Sabrina is no longer with Chicago Title. So in case anyone tries to email her and you don't get a response, you're not going to, she's no longer with Chicago Title.
Which is interesting because Chicago Title just hired a new title examiner from, not examiner, a new escrow person from American Title.
They hire somebody?
Attorney's Title?
Not attorneys. Yes, it
There's
must be
American.
attorney's title. Yes, attorney's title. So I have, Bree, you'll have to fill me in on
Yeah,
that scoop.
Oh.
cause
But-
Tracy at Chicago is doing more closings, but I was told that she's being trained for Coldwater. Tracy.
There's one in the little office in between the two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird.
I remember.
Yeah, she's been in training for a while. Like she closed me a couple of months ago and then I've got a closing on Friday that.
Well, it's funny
Is it-
because the person they hired for Battle Creek is training in Kalamazoo, so they must have a policy where you have to train in an office other than the one, I don't know. I don't know.
So she's no longer with Chicago.
Okay, thank you for letting me know that. Anybody else gonna be able to tell you?
I had a question, this may be dumb, but in the rebrand, is the slash and Remax still there?
I've been told no.
It is not there, especially in digital and anything else. It is
Okay.
just.
When
it is
is
just
our
space.
brokerage name RE/MAX parent,
Mhm.
or is it? I mean, when do we have to use the slash, if ever?
Let me hone up on that again.
it's
And then let you know, I'm gonna tell you the slash is not coming out of our Facebook page. Because if you change I am very, very lucky that we are allowed by Facebook to have Remax in our name because. You remember when a lot of us got our Facebook pages shut down because they thought we were impersonating a large corporation named Remax? And we were able to get that turned back on. Nowadays, if they shut you down, you don't get turned back on. So I'm not touching our name on the Facebook page. That will keep the slash. Talia, let me look at the actual wording on that and
I was just wondering. I
No,
saw
that's a
the
good
purchase
question.
contract the other day,
Yeah.
you know, where you put who's gonna hold the earnest deposit.
The name of our business isn't changing, or like the name of the business that exists here.
No,
That's
just
not-
The slash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but isn't the
That's
slash
been
in
gone
the
since the
name of
new
your business?
balloon. No, since the new balloon came out, the Pepsi logo, the slash has been gone. I'm part of an
I'm saying,
online.
like, who owns this?
Right, what Cassiana is saying, not really what you're saying, but how I'm going to translate it. When you file a business name with the state, so we are Parrot Associates Incorporated, doing business as Remax Parrot Associates, so. Legally, we are RE/MAX Parrot Associates, and if you were gonna start changing that, technically, you should also change your legal standing. It would be an actual name change, and so. I guess, Talia, thank you for kind of giving me that push. I kind of need to start deciding what I do need to do about that, if anything, and if it just changes for digital and marketing, or if you're supposed to actually change your business name. Yeah.
Are you changing the sign, our front sign?
Actually, I started working on panel changes when the announcement came out. And got bids and all that kind of thing, but it was winter and didn't want to do it then.
The front door's done.
The front door
Yeah,
is
saw
done,
that.
yes. I haven't kind of pulled the trigger on that because of the, well, and also because of the slash and other things,
It
but.
was supposed to be, the big one by the road was supposed to be done in June, but we got that information in April.
Mhm.
And just kind of, they thought it'd be done by the end of the year, and we thought, why get it done in June? What if something does change in October? So we decided just to wait till beginning of next year. So we're just pushing it off a couple more months to see if anything.
Hopefully it'll still say Remax Parrot Associates on it, and
Well,
not just a
actually,
big balloon,
no.
because
Well, actually,
I'm just saying.
because why?
Cause that big symbol out there, I think people are not gonna know what in the world that is.
I think it definitely needs
honestly.
to say Remax, but they have removed the requirement for Parrot for Remax Lakeshore or it does say Remax.
Yeah, because I think we're giving people too much credit for knowing
Yes.
that
So-
symbol means.
So I do want to let you know, that is the plan. The plan is that the sign will just say Remax. But in order to do that, somewhere on the building, it has to say Parrot Associates, which is why the window
Yeah,
says
Got it.
Parrot Associates, so.
got it.
So
Yes.
my other good of the order was, I try to listen to a podcast or a class every week. And the Remax Recharge,
Podcast.
podcast, pretty good.
Yeah.
I almost always pick up something. I'll do them on folding laundry or something like that. And,
It's on
They're
YouTube.
good.
yeah.
Yep, they're doing a good job.
Good, thank
Good
you.
deal too. You and I discussed something about changing some wording on the clauses when the two issues I had with Kalamazoo and Hillsdale, with the buyers having to pay the sellers
Thank
closing
you.
costs.
Thank you very
I'm sorry,
much.
buyers having to pay sellers title fees.
Yes, It is customary in our area. The way our contract is written, it is customary with our title companies to read that as when we're closing, they split the actual closing fee. That is only customary in our area, even with title companies in our area. So Chicago Title splits it in Battle Creek. They do not split it in Kalamazoo.
Nor Hillsdale or Branch.
Right, they charge it to whoever that side of the transaction is for, all of it. And so me and I did talk about adding something in our contract. Mia, I apologize for that. I haven't done that yet because what I was trying to do was maybe get it just changed in the contract. But I know better than that because I am working on that, but it's
Okay.
gonna take longer.
Okay.
And so I will get that done.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
I have two coming
Okay.
soon, or two coming soon. Two items, the coming soon status. Is anybody here using that? Because there's some agencies that are using it quite a bit. And like my clients will call me wanting to know, like, when can we see this property? And it's not available till next Friday. So is anybody here using that? Is it effective? What are you finding from that? Are you getting a lot of calls?
I'm getting calls that I hate. I'm
Right.
only using it for estate sales and we don't want to go live right over a holiday weekend. Like I'm only using, I'm not using it to try and get calls to me. Cause then 40 agents are calling me saying, when can I show this? Well, it's right on the MLS.
Yeah, yeah.
However, I have twice now, set up a showing on a property listed as coming soon, and then the property went pending before it
Yeah.
went on the market.
Right.
Both agents said that they received very strong sight unseen offers,
Mhm.
but also, which may or may not be true, but also if your client wanted to lock one in, you could write a full price sight unseen offer with an inspection time frame,
Mhm.
and then no penalty for canceling during the inspection time frame, really. So it just worth noting, shady stuff is already happening.
That's
with it.
what
I
I'm
talk-
feeling.
I
Like it.
go ahead.
I talked to Emma the other day and I've never done a coming soon, but after discussing it, we decided it's probably what's best for her. Her people need to stay in the deck and they're gonna do it this weekend, and they wanted to go live as soon as possible, but on a holiday weekend. And so she felt like, would it be better for agents if I just take a front picture and do coming soon with showing starting this weekend? That way agents can say, okay, showing start on Friday, I'm out of town, so that people could plan ahead because they want it listed by the weekend. So they're not they won't be ready for pictures till later in the week. And so we kind of decided for her people and for agents, it probably is better if she does coming soon with showing starting on Friday. That way people can plan ahead because it is a busy weekend and they have more time to take pictures. She's just gonna put a front picture. So I think in certain situations,
Yeah.
but I don't do it just for everybody.
I've noticed that people are listing and not with the coming soon, but then holding showings like 2 or 3 days,
Right.
And say showing start. I don't know, I feel like that's been like a big
Yeah.
hype lately.
Yeah.
Or,
Well,
am I
and
reading that into that right?
You always could do that as
Yeah.
long as that's what the seller wanted and as long as there are no showings in your
Right.
office either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're not showing, you're not showing. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm not showing this, but Talia can
I've
see
seen
it, right?
several of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. It's always Talia.
Thank you. You cross that off. Are you gonna talk about
Yes.
that? Okay.
Any other, go to the order. Okay, go to the order. The Zoom scam, right?
No, this was something else.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay, no, do yours.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know, I got a text from Ron Wells, I can't remember who he's an agent with, but I've worked.
ERA Reardon.
Oh, thank you. Yesterday, and he said, hey, is this email from you? What's your email address? And I told him, he goes, I just got a lead from Kathy Jewell, who's a Western grad, and she's trying to give me a lead. And it was not my email address. It was something at Gmail, Silky Stockings or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right. And
I can see
but it
where he
was
thought it
silly.
might be you.
It was silly enough that it flagged him. like, this isn't you, right? You know, at Gmail, and I said, no, Ron, why would I? Number one, like, I'm not gonna give you a lead, right? But I mean, absolutely not. And he said, well, I said, was it Jewel with 2 L's? And he said, yes. And he said, they said they're a Western grad. And I'm like, that is not me. So beware of this stuff, because obviously that stuff's on my Facebook profile. So somebody's looking at your profile and trying to pretend they're you, giving leads like for a fee to somebody else. So I just
never.
once again, yeah.
Which leads right into the thing I wanted to make sure you guys knew about. I did send an email last week because it was happening so much that I couldn't wait till the meeting to tell you. But, you know, people are saying, I'm interested. I'd like to meet you on Zoom. I'd like to discuss this on Zoom. I'll send you a Zoom link, and well, the Zoom link is of course a virus or, you know, phishing or whatever. And so there is nothing wrong with you saying, I'm sorry. You can blame me. You can say, I'm sorry, but based on our experience at our brokerage, we are not doing Zoom. I'll send you a Zoom link and I'll meet with you on Zoom, but I cannot meet with you on your Zoom link. I'd be happy to FaceTime you. I'd be happy to meet you in person. You know, but they're very persistent. It's not, usually you get a scammer and you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And they're like, okay, she's on to me. But no, they're like, no, I just want to meet you. It's like, dude, I'm not meeting with you on Zoom. So, and once you finally get serious about it, they do quit, but don't do it. I just want to remind everybody that we do have an aging emergency fund. If you want to put into it, it was created so that, you know, somebody gets, has a real extreme emergency. We take a collection and we. Mia, are you okay?
Yeah, I just sneezed.
Oh, okay. That's okay. But she needed some. I know. We just went through a period of time where we had a lot of injuries and accidents and illnesses, and we were taking collections often and thought, why don't we just put money into a fund and then we can vote on releasing that money and we luckily have not had to talk about it in quite some time, but it is also almost down to zero because of that time. So if that was something you wanted to contribute to, I just put it on my calendar to remind you once a year that it's there, and it's time for me to remind you.
Give it to TT or?
Yeah, you can have it taken out of a commission. Okay. You can just give them the money, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna be gone like 2 long weekends in a row in June, and that's just uncommon for me. So I just thought I'd let you know. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. I'm going on 2 large all-female motorcycle rides, so I'm very excited about both of them. But literally it's one week and one the next week. So for the week of June 10th and the week of June 17th, I'm gone like Wednesday through Friday. So just wanted to let you know. That's it for me.